You turned the master audio.
Crap.
You turned. I told you. Buttons.
I
Two
must have clicked the
buttons.
wrong one. Sorry. Okay, so everyone can hear
Yeah.
me now. Great.
Okay. I told him only touch two buttons. Maybe I need to specify that you do not touch the sliders either.
Technically, the sliders are not buttons, and when I was listening to this, you were really, really loud, and I tried moving the host and the producer one, and it wasn't working, and I'm like, oh, it's not working either. So,
Do not touch the equipment.
anyway, guys, so I've had a very long, exhausting type of week, and it's continuing on tonight. So, anyway, to reiterate what I did not say, I'm just going to move this all the way over here. Just need to get like a little screen cover. Put that in a special case. Anyway. Hey, Steven, how's it going? Of course you get a shout out. Hello, everyone on YouTube. Nicole Allen, how are we doing? Sorry, Nicole Allen, we just got the audio fixed. It was a random, unfortunate event that had nothing to do with my ability to move sliders up and down. It was just something that randomly happened. Anyway. So, I've been slowly modifying my car. It doesn't have any damage on it. However, the inside definitely needs some TLC. It's a 15-year-old 2002 Volkswagen TDI, and it's 15 years old. So on the inside, it has some wear and tear, and there's some stains here and there, and there's some dirt buildup. So I cleaned it all out, vacuumed it all. I even went with the stupid toothbrush and Dawn dish soap and specialized leather cleaner and everything else. So now I got that all spick and span. Redid all the seats. I added lights to it. I changed the antenna out, and I've just been fixing my car pretty much the whole entire week, and it looks so nice, and I'm so happy with it, and it smells like coconut, and I love coconut, so that's great, but I've just been so tired. Hey, Jared, how's it going? So, yeah, what have you guys been up to this week so far? I am really interested to know, what do you guys do on your midweek hump? So it is Wednesday, we are almost to the weekend. Do you guys have any special plans coming up yet? I went to all the social events and media, so it was no problem. Oh, I gotcha. Scientists have to do experiments. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, Jared, how are we doing today? Good morning, Sonia. How is South Korea doing? What do they have for breakfast in South Korea? I heard that a lot of different Asian countries have kind of typical savory foods that you normally get. They don't have a lot of sweets to eat on in the morning. So what do you normally eat there for morning stuff? I'm very curious. Eh, Gosh, Pedro. Going camping, Barbara says. That's really cool. Oh, we got the lights flickered a little bit. Hopefully everything's good. We've having some stormy weather down here, so it's just clearing up, but it was some really torrential rain and wind earlier. I was super worried because where I work, we have a lot of glass windows, and I'm like, crap. I don't know if these are hurricane proof or not, otherwise I'm going to have a real bad time. But everything worked out pretty well today. But it downpoured. Barbara, what's the weather going to be like when you go camping? I hope it's all nice and sunny or partially cloudy so you don't get too much rays. Work on Saturdays, oh joy, Tia. That's not that great. I remember doing Saturday shifts and everything else. Nicole Allen on YouTube is packing for her cruise on Sunday. Awesome. Super excited for you. Make sure you send us some pictures and post them on our group so we can definitely share them later on. Rice. You had rice for breakfast in South Korea. Interesting. Ramen noodles and other things of that nature. Going fishing and hanging out with family, Lisa says. Awesome. I am not a fisher. I've tried fishing for quite a while, and I grew up on the ocean. I never got into fishing. A lot of my buddies in high school used to love fishing and everything else. It would just bore me before I actually had like any entertaining. I'd rather be playing video games than fishing. I don't know. It's just not my cup of tea. Planning on sleeping and school's done and you're done. That's awesome, Candy. It says rain all weekend. Oh no, hopefully it's a little bit drier weather coming up. So, guys, don't forget we have a medium box that specifically instructions say do not open till Saturday's May 27th show. And this is the Carnival mystery box, by the way. So if you have not entered to join the contest, you can go to our YouTube page, which is youtube.com/cruiseweek, and click that subscribe button, and you are instantly entered to win the mystery box with mystery contents. And even I don't know the contents of the box, so I'm very tempted to know what's inside. And unfortunately, there are no little holes to peer through. I have examined this box quite thoroughly, and there are none to be found. So make sure you guys enter to subscribe. It helps us out. Really does help us out, getting a lot more subscribers on YouTube. And we want to get back to you guys, so make sure you enter that contest. And who knows, you may be the lucky participant. We are opening the box on this Saturday's show, so make sure you be there. And again, make sure you guys subscribe to YouTube. We got this nice little pillow, and it's actually really soft. And really like it. It's nice and soft, and it gets the message across. I like it. It's good. It's good. Planning for a big holiday cruise. Nice, Ken. Love fishing. Just not a big fisher. Lisa says, pick me. We will do a random drawing on YouTube, so make sure you guys subscribe, and who knows? You guys may be the winner. Need not be a present to win. Maybe, Nicole. I'm not 100% certain. I believe it would probably be best to be there for the show, just so you get that extra feedback. But we know that not everyone can be there. But if you are there for the live show, that's going to be great. You do not need to be present for the show. However, it would be nice to get those extra peepers on the show, because we have a very interesting show coming up this Saturday. I am really excited for it. We are talking to Steve Hamilton and his buddy Eric. Steve is the Facebook group person who runs the Cruisers of Special Need group. Sorry, I have so many different things going on in my mind right now. I am not able to formulate a sentence perfectly. So he runs that group, and we're get to kind of take a deep dive into what it's like to be cruising as a person with special needs, or cruising with people with special needs. And it's not just those who need like wheelchair accessibility. It comes down to those with mental disabilities, and other different physical disabilities that you may not run into on a day-to-day basis. So it's going to be really cool to examine and talk about a lot, kind of the hidden life of cruising that you may not, run into on every cruise. And it'll be really cool, because I'm a scientist. I know a lot about, I know a decent amount about genetics, so I can understand, how chromosomes work and different things of that nature, and different disabilities and everything of that nature. But I don't know a lot of the psychological or the human base with that. So I'm very interested to kind of pick his mind and go over that and go into a little bit more detail. And he has a lot of really interesting tips that I had no idea about. So make sure you guys are there. And it's this Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, of course. Also, guys, it is at youtube.com/cruiseweek to go and enter the contest. And all you have to do is just subscribe and create a YouTube account. And YouTube goes through Google, I believe. So if you have a Google account, you can subscribe through YouTube. Yes, I love the pillow. Yeah, so I'm really interested to see how it's all going to go. And if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you put them in the promo video comments or somewhere that we can find them. I'm sure we're going to get a lot of different questions. He says he's an open book. We're going to try our best to answer everyone's questions. And if you guys actually know anyone or have been on a cruise with someone with special need, or you're relative to someone, give us a different cruising experience. We're very interested, because this is a topic that's really foreign to me and my producer, and probably a lot of you guys. So I'm really interested to see some of the different aspects that it takes to kind of plan forward and have maybe a little bit more forward thinking. But I'm really excited. I think it's going to be a good show. Hey, Andy, how's it going? Next time you do a show on Alaska cruise and excursion, pretty please. I will try my best, Andy, to plan forward for an Alaska cruise and different excursions. That is on our list. We have a list, I promise you. We have so many different guests to choose from. It's so hard to just choose one, but I will put in a special word for you, though, so I can see what I can do. Do you have any special ports that you want us to cover? We can try our best to get, I don't know, one of the areas. I'm not too familiar with Alaska. The only Alaska part I know about is Fairbanks, and that's just from reading Chris McCandless's Into the Wilds, or Into the Wild about Christopher McCandless. Chris McCandless? Can't remember. Can't remember the exact name. It's going way back to high school. Oh, I don't even like saying that. Going way back to high school. I feel old. Weird. Weird. Hey, Vincent, how's it going? Still try to watch. Awesome, Nicole. Hope you're there. Let's see. Mary asks, really is a silly question, but where on earth do therapy dogs go to the bathroom on a ship? That's actually a great question, Mary. I will most definitely bring that up. So, Mary Willingham on YouTube asks, where on earth do therapy dogs go to the bathroom on cruise ships? That's a fantastic question that most people probably don't think about. I think I've seen one or two dogs, but I don't know. If you guys know the answer, post it. But that's a good question. If you guys have any other questions like that, ask them because I wouldn't even thought of doing that. So they have grass pads on the ship, or hopefully it's not the little putt putt course. That would probably ruin a little kid's time if they step in that while they're trying to get the hole in one. Tia says, I broke my ankle and had surgery 1 month before my cruise, so I was special needs at that time. Carnival took care of me. Nice. Let's see. Guys covering everything about cruising. Yeah, pretty much. We try to get every single aspect about cruising, Ken. In some subjects, people wouldn't really think about asking, so we try to cover as many as we can. So if you guys have any topics too that you want us to cover in the future, let us know and we'll try to see what we can do for that. We love hearing and knowing different things about you guys too, so let us know. The Canada cruise from New York was awesome. Ooh, where in Canada did you go, Pedro? They have a cruise line that does allow dogs, Jared says. So, Jared, is that like service dogs or just like it's a cruise where you can bring like your household pet with you? Jake says, hello from Belize and Grand Jaeger Tours. Jaguar Tours. Oh my, not Jaeger. Whew, I got my weekend mind thinking ahead of me right now. Stop. Not drinking yet. Not the weekend yet. Gotta get through the rest of the week, then I can have my alcohol. Not yet though. I've been good this week. I've been drinking some tea and my coffee. Perfectly describes most of my days. Less morning, less Monday, more coffee. Oh my gosh. Let me just take a quick breather. Okay, I'm good. Just need to get that quick power nap in, and then I'm good for the rest of the day. That was the most sleep I've gotten, I think, the last 48 hours. So good, good, good. My wife is blind and had a dog. Carnival has grass beds. So where are the grass beds, Carl, exactly? Are they somewhere on the ship, or are they kind of like little litter boxes with grass in it, or what is that exactly, Carl? I'm very curious about that. Let's see, let's see. They have their own deck, have a real fire hydrant, real trees, and make them feel at home to use it, Jared says. That's awesome. That sounds pretty convenient to me. I mean, if you have a dog, that's it's kind of like a little park on a cruise ship. That's pretty cool. All cruise lines have to have service dogs. Yeah, but I'm more curious like where they go to the bathroom or different things of that nature. That's pretty cool though. Pedro says Nova Scotia. Ooh, I don't know any cruise lines that go directly there. If you can link some different lines that go to Nova Scotia, send them over to me and we'll definitely check them out. Hey, Guy Davis, how are we doing tonight? Hopefully, everyone's week is going great. So, I love my job. I'm just gonna do a quick little, job story. So, the other day I went hiking in the woods for, if you want to say about 4 or 5 miles hiking in the woods, and I forage. So foraging means, you look for different plants, edibles, or different materials that you find to be able to repurpose them and use for uh, different things for your future. I'm slowly training myself to be able to forage for different edible things in the woods. And when I say edibles, I don't mean, magic mushrooms or brownies that you'd find maybe in the woods of Colorado or Maine. I'm talking about more like wild herbs, different plants that you can use for medicinal purposes of, curing headaches, different types of roots, making different teas, but also different berries and different things of that nature. And I was hiking around in a coniferous pine forest, and these are Florida longleaf pines. And this is going to be a geeky tangent. Sorry about that in advance, but I love science and everything to do with it, so there's going to be a bit of a geekiness to it. So, yeah, longleaf pine trees, and I'm just kind of roaming around the woods looking for different things, and I was wondering, I was a little bit nervous that I wasn't actually able to find anything. So after wandering around for maybe full 3 hours or so, I finally find the gold mine. So last time I went hiking, I found a whole bunch of citrus trees, which, Florida, there's going to be citrus trees. That's really cool. And I also found a bunch of tangerine trees, also really cool. This time, however, I found a huge patch of wild blueberries. Wild blueberries. And it always gets me very excited whenever I run into something that's you would find in a grocery store, but you just find it randomly in the wild. And it blows my mind. I think we must have found about 1,000 little wild blueberry bushes, about, yay high. And they're not in season yet. Blueberry season is April to September down here. But, it just blew my mind. I was able to collect enough ripe berries to make, a little snack walking around. So I don't know. I just thought that was super cool, and I found a whole bunch of them. So I collected about maybe half a pound of wild blueberries, and it took me about an hour to do that. So I'm really, really cool. Um, I have such a cool job. I absolutely love it. I get to go hiking in the woods, and I get to learn about plants, and I get to eat random things in the woods. Usually mom and dad tell you don't eat wild berries in the woods. You'll probably get sick and die, but eh, I'm like 80% sure most of the time these berries are not toxic, so should be good, should be good. Mary Willingham says, "What kind of pine trees do you get pine nuts from?" I don't know off the top of my head. I think it's pine trees. I know it's pine trees. I just can't. I don't know if it's multiple different species of pine trees or if it's only specific ones with that. I don't know off the top of my head, Mary. I will look that up for you and I will give you a little bit more information at a later time. They have special flat plans for dogs to do their job. Oh, that's pretty cool. One second, guys. I think Facebook kind of glitched on me for a second, so let me refresh Facebook really quickly. Let's get this going again. Okay, hold all comments. I just gotta redo it. It kind of crashed on me. But don't worry, I am able to redo the Facebook tab. I do know how to do that. Awesome. Okay, I can see everything again. Cool, 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 cool. Sorry, guys, if I missed any comments. The comments weren't loading up, and I'm like, wow, I feel like there should be a little bit more comments. So I got everything back here now. Cool. Corona and tequila Jaeger bombs. You got this. Thank you, Shelly. I appreciate that. You have eaten Chinese food on the ship. I have not eaten the Chinese food on the ship yet, Vincent. Sorry, I'm kind of like backtracking a lot of the comments because I missed a little bit of stuff here. Oh, okay. Blah, 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 blah. The Queen Mary 2 is the only ship that I know that allows you to bring your dog. That's really cool. You're also able to bring your cats and dogs and everything else, Jared says. That is so cool. I did not know about that, so I'll definitely have to look that up next time. Da, 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 da. They have a special flat plan for dogs. Okay. The alcohol package worth the money on Carnival, Leia asks. Um, that depends, Leia. So, if you are a drinker, I would say absolutely. However, usually they max out about 15 drinks. To get your money's worth, you would usually want to drink 8 to 15 drinks. If you do not think you're going to be able to have 8 to 15 drinks in a day, I would say it's not worth it. However, if you like to drink and you may max out your card once or twice, then I would say it's definitely worth it. I got it. I maxed out my card several nights. Just make sure if you are planning to max out your card, you do it from, beginning of your day to end and don't just try to cram it in the last couple hours. Otherwise, you're going to have a real bad time in the morning like I did, but that's fine. My drunken wobble kind of balanced out my, sea leg, so it was good. It looked pretty stable. Looked pretty stable. Make a blueberry pie. Maybe in the future, Pedro, I did not have enough for a pie. Maybe like a small blueberry tart I had enough for, but not a big pie yet. On the Queen Mary, Mark says they actually have a kennel with a run and fire hydrant. That's really cool. Let's see. By the way, do a great job. Oh, thanks, Lisa. That always makes me feel nice when people compliment me. Also inflates my ego slightly, but I think that's at like I don't know how much bigger my ego can really get. My friends in my bio class, and one of my friends, my best friend in school, London, she was in my ASL class, American Sign Language, and we would have a competition. We really enjoyed signing, and we would do like all of the stuff, in the books and everything else, and then we would do so much more additional stuff because we had a contest. We're very competitive people, and we don't like to lose. I do not like to lose. I'm a very competitive person. So when we had a competition, we would always try to know like literally master American Sign Language, and we were like way doing so much more than a lot of the other kids in the class. They were doing, what was wanted of them, and they did really well in the class. But we read dictionaries on different signs. We would have like these advanced conversations, and we would just try to keep outdoing each other, and it was just a great time. And she always said I had a really high ego because we would get like the same grade on the exam. Let's say we both got a 98, right? But sometimes our professor would put like a smiley face on mine or a good job on mine, and she would get like a smiley face without a good job, and I would just be like, "Ha, look, even though we got the same grades, I got a good job," and it was great until then she started getting a good job and everything else. So yeah, then we had to work even harder to get extra things of that nature. Oh, I'm glad you think everything's informative. I try, Jake, my hardest to be informative, but we have extra guests that come on all the time, and we get most of our information from them. I'm still a newbie, and we get, most of our information from our guests. So I just want to give like a nice round of applause for all the guests we've had on. They've done such a great job explaining it. I'm really glad that you guys are here asking all these questions because without all these questions, I don't know how many questions I would be able to come up with on my own. Like sometimes you guys ask so many different questions that I would never even think of. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a great question. And sometimes I'll just stop what I'm saying and be like, wait, 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 forget my question. This is something really great. Okay, we got some more YouTube comments. Mary says, if I drink 8 to 15 a day, even the port days, I would not remember being on the cruise. Don't worry, Mary. They have this is why we took a lot of videos. So, fun fact, Bird doesn't want me to tell you guys this. We weren't doing the, recording for a documentary the first time. We were doing it because I got the drink card, and I'm like, hey, record this because I'm probably not going to forget this. And then, one thing led to the other, and now we have our own cruise show. But there's evidence, and I was on the cruise, and I now have bits and pieces of exactly what I was doing at different times. So, yeah, that's not the accurate story. That's just my little interpretation on how things go. Yeah, yeah. But if you guys like alchemy bar as well in the carnival, you can easily max out most of your times. But if you even don't get the drink card, there are different areas where you can get free alcohol on the ship. Yes, I did say free alcohol. One of them is the art auction. They give you quite a lot of champagne. I got pretty tipsy, if not buzzed, off of the champagne they gave. I would probably say about 4 or 5 glasses I got. And this is in the middle, like morning, like brunch. I think it was an art brunch thing, so it was about 11 a.m. I had like a light breakfast, so 5 glasses of champagne kind of like made me feel a little bit like, ooh, this is good. This is good. I got a free little buzz. I believe there are also mimosa parties on some events. And yeah, there are definitely different events where you can get free alcohol, and I cannot name them off the top of my head, but that would be a good segment to do in the future. Yes. Hey, Jody, how's it going? We are just doing our midweek chat right now, but we're going to be wrapping it up quite soon now because I still got a bunch of stuff to do, taking a shower, and probably heading to bed pretty early tonight. I am pretty pooped, so I still got quite a lot of stuff to do tomorrow and the rest of my week and preparing for the show. I'm going to try to touch base on with a lot of the guests that we have on this week and get a lot more information and do some of my own research because I want the show to be really, really great. You got tipsy because you need to eat more or you're too skinny. Ah, Pedro, Pedro, Pedro. I know I should not get tipsy off of 5 glasses of champagne with my powerhouse of a liver, but Sometimes it happens. Usually, I'm not a big breakfast person. If I eat anything breakfast stuff, it's usually going to be fruit slices. I don't like a lot of breakfasty foods. If I'm going out on port, I'll usually just grab like a bagel with cream cheese or two just to kind of munch on, but I usually don't eat too much in the morning. My favorite thing is getting room service in the morning and getting the melons. That and a bunch of coffee. Like that and 2 cups of coffee. Good for the day. Nicole says you can also win bottles of champagne. That is definitely true. And if you maybe put in for like special events, if it's like your birthday, anniversary, or something of that nature, some of the cruise lines may also throw that in. Just make sure you actually give accurate information. Otherwise, it might not look best. Like, yeah, it's my birthday. Oh, but that was 4 months ago. But we're celebrating it now. So, not saying just keep in mind, don't get too crazy with stuff like that, and that's not a guarantee. Kimberly says on Royal Caribbean you get free alcohol at the captain's party. Ooh, that's really cool. Pedro says fruit slices, you need rice and beans and steak for breakfast. Whenever I go to Waffle House, I always get the steak and eggs. I love steak and eggs for breakfast. It's one of my favorite breakfasts. That and probably eggs Benedict. If they have eggs Benedict at the buffet for breakfast, I will without a doubt get it. Unless it's salmon Benedict. I don't like salmon too much. But ham or plain, I'm all over that. All over it. Poached eggs, hollandaise sauce. Mmm. Mm-mm-mm. Really, really good. Susan says, Sea Days brunches are the best steak and eggs. Oh, yeah, definitely. Waffle House, yep. It is definitely a big Southern tradition. Hey, Doreen Estes, how's it going? This is probably going to be a hello and a goodbye for you, though, Doreen, because I am about to wrap it up. I got quite a lot of other stuff planned for my night, and I am out of tea. So I got to get a little bit more caffeine in me and get some of the other stuff done. I also have to run to the grocery store and get food for the rest of my week. Okay, guys, so I will see you later, and as always, we'll see you on the ships. Now, let me find the right button. I remember it this time. It's this one. Bye.